So welcome to another practice. I'm Carly. So for today's flow, we are moving through a stability yoga flow. So this is the first in a series of strength-based practices, but I really want to work with the notion of building strength, switching on our muscles, but also finding a softness. So whether that's anchoring through the breath or a softness in how we approach things. So we'll start by coming to the very back edge of the mat. Have your feet in a parallel position. Almost imagine you're on train track, so it's not too narrow. Lift the toes, float them away from the ground, and then spread them out. So think about pressing through the big toe to the little toe, and then just rock backwards and forwards a little, finding an equal distribution of the weight. So not only through spreading through the toes, but the inner arches of the feet, the outer and the heels. Have a nice soft bend of the knees. This helps me to sort of really feel the muscles in my lower body working to hold me upright. And then just come to stillness when you find a place where you are in your neutral stance. So this is where you're not too far back or too far forward. Think about this pelvis or the pelvic floor area. It's weighted, it's almost pouring down into the ground. And then just start to lengthen and lift up. And I also want you to imagine that there is an orange underneath your chin and you have to lightly draw it down. So if you can see, this then lengthens my neck. My neck is an extension of my spine. Draw the shoulders up, clench the fingers and then exhale out. Have a little bounce and we'll take that one more time. Take a nice inhale and then feel the shoulders glide away from the ears and then come to a moment of stillness. We'll rub the hands together so that we can create some heat in the body. And then once you can really feel that heat building up, open your palms to Tadasana. So this is mountain pose. And wherever you are, start to deepen your breath, but keep it nice and gentle. Place both hands, so like the heel of the palm, onto your chest and just take a few circles. So this is just to encourage your breath to move down from your chest and into your lower belly. This is also something that I find quite comforting if I'm feeling a little bit not really like anchored, a little bit unstable. This helps me to get into my body, take the circles in the other direction. And then leave the left hand on the upper chest, the heart, and then the right onto the belly. Let the elbows be soft. And as you inhale, feel that breath move down into the lower belly. And as you exhale, it softens down. And then moving the hands around to the side of the rib cage. Just encourage that breath to move in a 360 direction. So forward, and then it's opening up to the side. And then placing one hand onto the back and then one on the belly at the front. So you're breathing into your back, and you should feel the skin stretching as it presses into the hand. Let go of that, soften the knees. Inhale, open up the arms. Imagine you're moving through water. I can't quite extend my hands in this room. We'll take that one more time. Take it to the other direction. So just waking up the shoulder joints. I'm going to do a dive forward. And then lift up. Draw the shoulders up once more, extend those legs, and then from the chin, fall down through the spine. We're just going to take a simple roll down. Once you get to the bottom, take a few breaths, breathe into your hamstrings, and let your chest be held by your thighs. Let the neck release. Imagine water pouring down from your spine, moving along your neck, over the skull and falling down. You might want to have a sigh out. And then press into the feet and feel the muscles of the legs working the quads. And then perhaps you feel those glutes slightly fire up as you roll up through the spine. Let your arms be heavy and lifeless. And then you lift upright. And open up the palms once more. We'll take a half sun salutation. I will bend my knees for the ceiling. So we inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend your knees and come to a forward fold. So let the chest release down once more. And then we'll find our seat. So the sit bones sit back, knees track over the middle part of the feet. Inhale, reach up into Utkatasana chair pose. Think about that length through the front body, the power of the back body. And then exhale, come to Uttanasana, forward fold once more. Keep those knees soft. And then inhale, trace the hands along the shins and create a long flat back. So think about from the tailbone to the crown of the head, almost a piece of string. Exhale, come into your forward fold once more. Inhale, begin to roll up, reach the hands through the side, up above to prayer. Exhale, draw into heart center as you lengthen and straighten your legs. Inhale, softening those knees. And exhale, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, find your seat in Utkatasana. And exhale, melting, rippling back down. Perhaps you want to lengthen the legs this time, or keep them soft. Inhale, option, so you can lengthen the legs, bring the hands to the shins, or keep them soft. And then you've got an option to inhale, reach the arms forward. So watch that we're not slumping here into the lower spine. There's a resistance, almost like you're pressing away. And then back down. Inhale, press into the feet, float the arms up, draw them into heart center. We'll take that one more time. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, perhaps you come down with straight legs. You might want to soften those knees. Inhale, find your seat. Find that power from the feet connecting down, toes spreading. Power of the legs. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway to Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, melt down, soften the knees. And this time, walk the hands forward. But take this really slowly. So we're not massively rocking from side to side. We are thinking about keeping our weight in the center. Come to an all fours position, knees are off the ground, and then lower like you're moving through water. Untuck your toes. Press into the hands, the shoulders are directly above the wrist points, hips above the knees. Inhale, lift the nose, the chest up to the sky. So take a few rounds of cat-cow. Then exhale, press away, curve your spine. Inhale. And exhale. We'll take that 2 more times. And take this moment, this posture, to have curiosity or be curious about how your body is this morning or in the evening. Try not to just go into autopilot if you've got quite an open spine, to just sink into your joints. And then we're just going to take a few circles. So this doesn't have as much of a shape or a form. This is more intuitive. Have a little wriggle, even it out to the right and to the left. And then come back to all fours. And then we'll place the left hand into the centre and actively spread through the fingers and push away from the ground. So we're not sinking down, we're actively lifting away. Place the right hand onto the right shoulder. Inhale, begin to open up that upper thoracic spine, the eyes gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the right elbow to the left wrist. Inhale, opening up. And then exhale, once more, tap down to the left wrist. Inhale, we'll take that one more time. This time we reach and extend through the right hand. Exhale, bring the right hand back. And let's just take a brief child's pose. So coming into Balasana, let the head release down. Notice any tension that might have built up in the neck area. And then inhale, ripple through the spine. And as you move back to all fours, press into the top part of the feet, the shins, and into the heel of the hands. So this glides you up. And then we'll bring the right hand into center, push away from the ground, bring the left hand to the left shoulder. Inhale, opening up that thoracic spine. And then exhale, tapping the left elbow to the right wrist. Inhale, opening up. And then exhale, coming back down. This time extend through the left fingers, energy, reaching up to the sky, up to the ceiling, and then come back. We'll come into child's pose once more, but you have the option this time to connect the feet and to open the knees, perhaps as wide as the mat, or it can be a narrower posture. If you have tight shoulders, bring your hands further apart. If you're more open, bring them closer together. So I really enjoy this posture because I find it a way to really kind of shut off my senses externally, so with the focus of my eyes, and then to really get into my body, if that makes sense. So it allows me to really feel what's going on. And then we'll stay at a low level. Perhaps you lift up a little and walk the hands over to the right side. So we'll stretch out the left side body. See if you can keep those sit bones connected to the heels. And then pressing into the hands once more, walking them back through centre and over to the left side. Press into the hands, walk them back to center, and we'll come up to all fours. Bring the shins to parallel. And then you have the option to keep the top part of the feet, the arches, not the arches, the upper part of the foot, connected to the ground, or you can tuck the toes, which will give you a little bit more of a stretch and an opening. So keeping your weight central, inhale, reach and trace the left fingertips forward. You could stay here, or perhaps you float them away from the ground. And then exhale down. So really try to keep that weight central. This is harder than it looks. Float away from the ground and then bring them back down with grace. Don't just slump down. We'll take that 2 more times. This is a nice gentle way to wake up the core stabilizing muscles. Just a light bit of weight bearing into the wrists and shoulders. Then you've got the option to do that again, so do 4, or this time tuck the toes, inhale, exhale, press into the hands, hover the knees away from the ground, and then lower. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. We'll take this 1 more time, and this time we'll hold. So making sure the shoulders are above the wrists, you're pushing away from the ground, that orange is underneath your chin, you're squeezing in, and release down. Walk the hands a little further forward, and we'll come to our first plank. Push into the hands, and once again the shoulders are above the wrist points. Feel that strength in your body. And then exhale, lower the knees, the nice crack. Roll the elbows in so they're almost glued to the body as you lower down with resistance. Moving through water in slow motion. And then let's open the feet a little wider than our mat because it's the start of our practice. And already press the feet into the ground and feel your glutes switch on. So you might feel your belly slightly lift away from the ground. Slide onto the forearms. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And as we move into Sphinx pose, think about almost trying to slide the elbows and the hands back into the body as the heart moves forward. So by engaging the glutes, can you see that my belly lifts away from the ground? If I was slumped into my lower back with no muscular engagement, this is how it would look. So you switch on those glutes and lengthen away from the ground. Let's look to the right side and then over to the left. We'll take that once more. And then release the forehead down, bring the hands to underneath the shoulders, wrap the elbows in, tuck the toes. Inhale, exhale, press away from the ground, knees in contact to start with, and then we come back up to plank. Feeling that fire in the body. You have the option to lower the knees, just as we did, or this time to move down through plank and tucking the toes. Option to come into Sphinx pose once more, or keep the hands underneath the shoulders, wrap the elbows in, switch on those glutes, press into the feet, and lift up maybe to a mini cobra, so very small, or you could go a little higher. Inhale, exhale down. This time press into the hands and once more come onto the forearms. Push into the elbows, spread through the fingers, and then we'll come onto the outer edge of our arms. Interlace your fingers, maybe bring the elbows in slightly. Tuck the toes. We're moving into half a plank. Now you have the option to press away from the ground and just lift up. So this is option 1, or you can switch on those glutes and extend the legs. Maybe closing the eyes, having a little smile, sending the breath to every part of your body. Staying here for one more breath, and then exhale in slow motion. Lower those knees, come back onto the forearms and release out very slowly and with muscular control into a Sphinx pose. We'll ripple back down, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, wrap the elbows in, tuck the toes, and you can move with the knees connected or move and push away to a full plank. Float the hips up, and we are coming into our first downward facing dog. Keep the knees soft, pedal through the feet. And you might have built up a bit of heat in your body. I have. And then come to a moment of stillness. Keep those knees slightly soft, so the heels might be away from the ground, but we're still working into the initial poses and movement. It's the first time we've done it in this practice. And then inhale, draw the right knee into the nose, step forward and lower that left leg. Press into the right foot. Think about squaring the hips, draw that right hip back and press into both feet and the left knee and just lift your hands a little away from the ground. Feel your muscles fire up. Then push away, lift up, open your palms to face forward. Maybe untuck that back toe. Inhale, float the arms up, connect to prayer, and let the prayer melt down to your upper back. So we're opening up the shoulders, and exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck that left toe, or the left toes. Inhale, extend that back knee. This is a runner's lunge, and maybe rock backwards and forwards so you can really feel your feet into the ground. Soften that back knee and then release and reach up. And bring the hands back down, frame the front foot and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, draw the left knee into the nose and step forward, lower that back knee. Think about squaring those hips, spreading through the toes. Once more, inhale, press into the feet, lift the hands a little away from the ground, and then begin to lengthen up, open your palms. So as you feel that length through the spine, feel that expansion as you reach out laterally. I've never said laterally, I've said lateral, but out to the sides. Inhale, connect the hands to prayer, reach up, and then let the hands fold into the upper spine. You press the fingers together, you can feel more of an opening in the shoulder, in the chest area, and then come back down, frame the front foot. Inhale, extend that back leg, rock backwards and forwards, release your neck. Soften that back knee, maybe step in a little if you're like me, and inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt down, frame the front foot, and come back to downward facing dog. So soften the knees, keeping your weight central. Just walk the hands back, the right hand, the left hand, so we're not rocking too far. And then simply roll up through the spine, let the head be nice and heavy, roll the shoulders, open to mountain pose. Feel that strength that we've built up. And then for a little bit of a standing sequence before we wind down, let's really get our feet spreading into the ground and feeling our strength, but in a soft way. So come perhaps to the middle part of your mat, have your knees soft, hands can be in prayer or they can be on your hips. And we're just going to lift the right foot, but can you keep your weight central so you're not rocking into the left side? Inhale, exhale, bend the left knee and tap the right toes, making sure that left knee is tracking of the middle part of your foot. Inhale, draw the knee in, maybe you straighten the leg a little. Exhale, tap to the side. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, tap to the back, feel those glutes working so we don't sink into our lumbar spine. Inhale, draw in, and this time we cross at the back. So the hips will move a little, but try to keep as square as possible. We'll take that one more time. Maybe get creative with the hands. Inhale, exhale, push and tap forward. Inhale and press. Inhale, draw that knee in, and when you tap back, you will naturally have a tilt, which will keep your lumbar spine safe. Inhale, draw in, and exhale, cross to the back. Inhale, keep that right knee floating up, maybe hold onto the knee for a moment, and let's extend option to interlace underneath, press away, or you can let go for a moment. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, come to warrior three. So you bend the left knee, perhaps the toes are on the floor, reaching the right hand forward, left on your hip, or perhaps you flex through that foot, keep the hips square, toes down to the ground, and you lift. Inhale, draw in once more. You feel that left leg burning. Exhale in slow motion. Take the modification where you need it, here or here. And draw in. Have a little shake. Stand still and feel the difference between the right and left. I feel a huge difference. And let's take it to the other side. So hands on the hips, keeping your weight as central as possible. Lift up the left leg. Exhale, tap forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to the side. Inhale, drawing up but grounding through the feet. You'll have a tilt here. Switch on that glute or the glutes. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, reaching, crossing over. Tap one more time. Imagine you're moving through water. So the resistance from the water is sort of catching you from falling or being too wobbly. This is a really good one. Just feeling stable and connecting to the ground. Interlace your fingers on the left knee, lift up. Then interlace the fingers behind the thigh. Option to extend. You can also keep it bent at the knee, or you can extend. Can I let go? Yes. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, we come to Virabhadrasana 3. Right hand on the hip, left reaching out. Toes either on the ground or flexing and reaching forward. Inhale, draw up, imagine you're squeezing in. Last time. And nice. Have a little wriggle. And then feel the energy in that right side. And let's just roll through the spine once more. The weight's pouring down into the ground, so almost imagine water falling down the upper spine, the neck, the back of the head. Begin to walk your hands forward into an all-fours position, and then you have the option to swing the knees around, come into the sit bones, or cross the shins and roll over the feet. So we'll come to the top of our mat, and you can place the hands onto the knees, lift up, find length in the spine, perhaps rolling from vertebrae to vertebrae, so there's a bit of abdominal control, or you can use the hands to guide you down. Draw the thighs into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins, and then just lightly rock from side to side. Let the pelvis be heavy, shoulders are weighing down, they're not up by your ears. And then place your left foot onto the ground, flex through the right foot, spread through the toes. Inhale, extend up, turn the toes very slightly out, and the heel connects to the left thigh. So you have the option to stay here in this hip opener, or to inhale, interlace the fingers onto the left thigh, float the left foot away from the ground, and exhale, draw the thigh in. Inhale and then exhale, lower the left foot down, place the right, and we'll take it to the other side. Inhale, extend through that left foot, slightly turning out, and then crossing over to the right thigh. Option to interlace the fingers, flex through the right foot, and on the exhalation, draw the thigh in. Notice if your shoulders are up by your ears, can you let them release down? We'll take one more cycle of breath. Inhale and then exhale. Bring that right foot to the outer edge of your mat and the left on the other side of your mat. Open the arms to a right angle. So we're in a cactus position. Inhale. As you exhale, both knees move to the right side and the gaze turns to the left. Inhale, come back through center. And the knees fall to the left, the gaze turns to the right. We'll take that one more time. Inhale, back through center. Opening up that spine. And inhale, back through center. And then the knees fall to the left once more. Inhale, draw them back to center. And then toe heel the feet together. You have the option for Shavasana to have a reclined bound angle. So the feet are together and the knees simply fall open. So this is more of a hip opener. If this feels too much for your body, you can go straight into a traditional Shavasana with the legs extended. So play with that for yourself. Wherever you are, take a deep inhalation and sigh out. Take that one more time and imagine that exhalation washing down through your body, right through your toes. Inhale and exhale. Begin to lightly move your fingers and your toes. If you want to have a longer extended Shavasana, by all means, you can stay still. Perhaps stretching the arms over the head, energy through the feet, and then rolling to one side. Doesn't matter which side. Allowing the head to be heavy. Begin to press into the hands and we'll meet in a cross-legged position. Inhale, draw your hands into heart center, and then exhale, bow your head. Inhale, lengthen up and open your eyes.